Hey, Anthropomorphic Nerd here today, and I know it's been a little bit. It's been a while. Let's be honest. But I have a bunch of excuses for that being. But I'm just gonna skip past all of that because you guys don't really care that much. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I will say a couple of things before the video starts. So if you want to skip that, there'll be a piece in the description. You can just skip ahead to when the video starts. But I want to talk about a couple important things you should know. I fidangled with my mic settings, so it might sound a little different than my usual videos. Might be a little weird. I'm trying to see if I can find the perfect sound, sound quality, everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry for the delay in reactions and a lot of other things that have been going on randomly. There's not much I could do about that, but as the semester ends, I'm gonna be getting more videos out. And I personally want to do more videos that you guys want to see. Like any video that gets over 100 likes, I'm gonna have a follow-up, which leads us to our reactions here today. But with that being said, what else do I gotta say? One more thing, and that is that I don't know when this is gonna happen or when it's gonna start, but you should go into the link in the description down below and check out my second channel. It's going to be mainly gaming, streaming, stuff like that. Anything else I might do that is not strictly reactions is going to be on that channel. I'm going to make this channel right now a full reaction channel. And yes, the two names are completely different. They have different things to do with each other. They're completely adverse in that way. So you're going to get pretty much that. But just know that the Anthropomorphic Nerd, Anthro Nerd, is just a reaction channel from now on. That's it. So if that's what you were looking for, then good. You can stay. If that's not what you're looking for, I'm sorry. You can check out the other channel, and on that one, you'll get more streams, gaming, possible music, if I come up with anything to sing or rap or play or do anything like that. Anything to push the envelope outside of reactions and copying other people's work on YouTube. So, yeah. But I'm still here. I'm still reacting because it's fun. So, for you guys at least. And with that being said, understand. That being said, sorry for taking so long. Let's begin the video. And 3, 2, 1. All right, we're in. Now, back by popular demand, we have Mr1upz. Now, I got a lot of views, or a decent amount of views in my first Mr1upz video. Didn't know there were so many people out there who wanted someone to actually react to his content on YouTube. There was a lot. And I'm gonna keep it legit. I'm mainly here for the rankings. The rankings are, I have to say, is the best part of what Mr1upz does. They're amazing and fun to watch. So we're getting right out of the 35 cross generations that we reacted to last time and going straight into the next one, which is him ranking all 53 stone evolution Pokemon. If you don't know what that is, it's an evolution that requires a stone. Duh. With that being said, let's begin the video. And I like that it's different PNG. Let's see what Mr1upz has to say about the stone evolutions. 3, 2, 1, play.
I went through all 35
cross-generational
evolutions, and now I hunger for more. I want to take a crack at ranking the 53 elemental stoners.
Mostly EV.
Apple consumers. I did 10 that I rated back in 2014, but back when I was an incomplete
I'm gonna eat beef jerky while we watch.
Ripe 17. I'm doing this based on
these are long.
whatever I feel like, really. There's 50 to go through here, so I can't explain myself fully for all of them. So chances are I'm definitely going to lean less towards the Polyrath is rather unreliable due to its lack of recovery, and more towards the damn boy, you got any Dairy League dunkers in them lunchboxes? Some clash from the last video, so they'll probably be extra brief. But there's 53 elemental stoners I've got to rinse through here. So who is the single?
No, not gonna lie. Every time it comes to Pokemon, I'm always surprised to know that there are so many that like fit into a specific group, especially like stones. I would imagine there'd be actually a lot more because there's over 1,000 Pokemon now. But with that being said, let's go. Also, tell me if you guys want me to do a smash or pass on Pokemon. Oh, you know exactly what's going to the end results are gonna be. But still, if you think that'd be fun, I'll do it.
worst one out of them. There's not. It's a bottom 3. The most dead
Oh.
any package deal. The kind you find slapped on singular resale blister packs. No one buys except whoever runs Asda. You know it's gonna be the
That's so true.
Suicide
That's
Man
too
trio,
true.
outclassed in every sense. Since they're just the 3 starters you get in Unova if you're ripped black and white
They're
off
worse.
the Ugandan torrent site. I didn't even know these evolved with a stone. Get more use out of eating the stone than using the calories to throw a punch yourself. Newer
True.
Pokemon games hold in your hand is kind of a played out bit, but I'd point to these 3 as the beginning of the handhold era. Rival too hard apparently. So
Not even gonna lie.
easy win.
Nobody wants these Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest. Anybody? I remember going back and playing Black because for the sole reason that I wanted to choose my own team, so I didn't just like go around. I do that with a lot of games. I'm like, I'm gonna play with just getting 6 Pokemon, and those are the Pokemon that I'm going to choose, or those are the ones I'm gonna use. I play it like as if I was the anime character, and this was actually my story. Not I'm gonna get a shit ton of Pokemon and keep them in the PC all the time because that's kind of cruel. I don't do that. I don't do none of that shit. I get personal attachment to all my Pokemon. Personal. But for these Pokemon, ain't nobody want them. You kind of just threw them at us, for whichever one you battled. Like, you just get handed one. You get handed the one that's strong against the guy you gotta face. I didn't even use mine, and it was hard. If you don't use that Pokemon at that point in the game to beat one of the 3 dudes, you are almost always going to lose. I lost maybe like 10 times just because I didn't use that one. I had to get my Pokemon to such a high level. I had only 2 Pokemon, but so did they. And I kept getting looped, you know? It was horrible.
You Utes played Black and White first when you were 6 years old. You didn't even know about the Hoenn Route 110 struggle when your rival mugs you in plain sight. I don't even really hate these. They bring out what I can only describe as offensive apathy. They're so collectively nothing special. I actually feel mugged off at their very existence for wasting everyone's time. Being the product of the second weakest Pokemon going, Sunflora was already unsalvageable from the day it emerged from the dirty soil it was in.
Just wait till that Sunflora gets its 3rd evolution. Just you wait. I'm still holding out for it. I'm holding out hope.
Encapsulated in, it's obviously gonna be dead. Looking more like it gets sparked out by one of Yoshi's eggs, let alone a fire blast. How would anyone disrespect themselves like that? Equipping their belt with a ball containing a sunflower that gains the least amount of power from the sun. Imagine doubling your speed to be on par with Whalemo rolling on land. You could probably put Sunflora in a pot, and it wouldn't have the power to do anything about it. I didn't even clock Skitty even needed a Moonstone to evolve. I saw this thing and assumed, yeah, you probably evolved like level 18
into another cat.
Max. Delcatty, the prim Pokemon. You're really gonna waste a rare Moonstone to give your cat a travel pillow. Definitely a Tory Pokemon. I went in on Blossom a fair bit last time, but I don't dislike it that much. Its design's okay, but you can't really be seen in public with it. People are gonna be locking eyes with you.
Not as good as Lilligant.
For an easy payday, taking your lunch money if you walk the streets looking that vulnerable with a Blossom following you around. It's probably the evolution Sunkern should have had. Sunflora should have been left in the drafts back in 1999.
How can you trust the reviews you're reading? Introducing FakeSpot by Mozilla. Whether on your phone or computer.
Like, I don't get that. I don't care about the reviews. Let's be honest. I don't care about the reviews that I get. Like I'll buy something. I don't know if those reviews are fake or not. Do I care? Not really. Typically, when I buy the thing, it turns out pretty well.
And I'm already at a point where they start to get...
At least they know what they're talking about.
But Shiftry is one that just doesn't click with me though, and I can't really explain why. Has all the elements of a Pokemon I probably should like way more. Unique design, interesting type combination, and at the very least, gives you an actual reason to spawn as a
Liked it because it had
For
a
some
dark type
reason, I'm just
addition.
completely indifferent. If you're gonna use a Sunstone,
Doesn't really
this
stick out
leads
that
ahead of
much.
better
You
investment
think it
to chuck
would,
it on
but it doesn't.
Tilil than picking up Sunkern and hand feeding it a Sunstone.
She's thick.
Do a single thing about it. Although pretty bang on average, Lilligant is a lot more visually stimulating for your guests as a houseplant, and it actually has a reason to get sunburnt with 90 speed. But out of of all the Pokemon that would get bullied if they lived in the sunless UK, Victory Bell is definitely one of the better ones out of the elemental stoners. It does a pretty good job of salvaging a design as dead as Bellsprout, and it has the anime funny scream. Flareon is to the
This guy.
evolutions what the Simi Trio are to anything. The Sideman Eevee, especially when you're talking about the original trio. Notoriously dodgy move pool, but at the very least, the design's not bad. Maybe one of the more plain Eevees, but it's worthy.
Flareon's got like, it's got that okay design, but it doesn't hit as hard as any of the other EVs. It doesn't like, it sticks out in its own right, but like, no, not that many people are choosing Flareon, let me be honest. But that's mainly because it's kind of looked at as one of the weaker EVs. There's like 3 EVs that are considered the weaker ones. I don't know which ones they are. Actually, I can assume which ones they are, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to piss anybody off, which I probably already am. Let's go.
Of a C grade. And so many of the elemental stoners that they love their sunlight, blind in the eye, but blind with power from the speed boost. But that's not even relevant here with Vileplume. That's just an option you have compared to Effect Spore, handing out stat inflictions. Gloom better be getting that Leaf Stone.
Definitely better than Blossom. I agree with you there.
Chinchino is a prime specimen that I feel as though exclusively gets used only by people who really like a good Chinchino. Low defense, normal typing, looking ripe and ready for its jaw getting spun, but decent attack and speed with skill link. You try to spin his jaw, this thing may surprise you in a scrap. It's probably like slightly above average as far as normal types go.
I like it.
Scarf
It's alright.
Voids what easily could have been a bald grayscale chinchilla. Going
True.
the cross-gen mons, I said
That would've been
Slowking got
horrifying.
Light-yeared badly, but there might not be a bigger Woody in the toy box than base form Ninetales. Alolan form, he didn't have to go in this hard. Didn't need to expose Cantone.
I like them both, but
badly. Ninetales
oh,
is something you'd
just imagine if back when they made Ninetales, like I know they didn't think that far. It'd be cool if in the anime it showed that like just original Ninetales. If original Ninetales did what the Alolan Ninetales did, like how the Alolan Ninetales like has that flowy hair, but it's kind of like snow. But if they did that with fire for the original Ninetales, that'd be amazing. I still believe that like in character, like the Ninetales, the original Ninetales does do that, but only when it's like using a move or something. It would look awesome, to be honest. Like if that was like another evolution, or just like, or a different region had like Hizui and wait, no, that's the other nine. Yeah, whatever. Forget the Legends Arceus Ninetales. That might be Hizui. I don't actually remember. But if that version of Ninetales did that, it would have been amazing. I don't think Ninetales is in the game though.
Like a 7 out of 10. I'll rate him.
Don't quote me on none of that.
Come on, and you clock. Oh, nah, you're like a bang on 5. The front
Dropped
man
a little
of
bit.
Mirror Boss Man himself. This design definitely gets my attention far more than the Shift Tree counterpart. Revolves around rain, but doesn't botch it like Sunflora and Sun. Man comes pre-built with a rain dish, constantly cutting shapes, so that rain dance is guaranteed. Swift swim ability, Ludicolo is moist and deadly. Glaceon may have outranked Flareon, but it's still definitely closer to the back end of the EV pecking order along with it. With 52 in total here, got some tougher competition here for Glaceon to compete with than there was for the cross-gen.
It's a slightly more aesthetic.
Once you throw a moon...
It's slightly more aesthetically pleasing than the Flareon, but still, it's one of the weaker ones.
Stone at Jigglypuff, it stops putting you to sleep verbally and starts putting you to sleep with his backhand. Expect no less from the big hoss of the Mystery Dungeon Guild. The fairy type only added to its wedge, although outclassed by a good few other fairy types. Electric and Bug isn't a type combination I knew I wanted up until
this,
Spawn.
yeah.
I had to look at the glow-up Grubbin got, beefs up to evolve into something that could power an original Game Boy for 2 hours max. Then that D-sized Duracell becomes
It's the Duracell,
weapon. The one
Duracell
bug
battery.
immune to all electric fly zappers. Mishana may be the first Pokemon I saw that made me think, right, Pokemon Company, Game Freak, genius sonority.
What the hell is this?
You lot are getting weird with it. You're getting a bit freaky.
What
I'm
the?
into it. Pokemon should embrace
What is
how
this
far they
line?
can get with its monstrosities, which can be a gamble, hit or miss with that mindset, but Mishana bangs. A
Yo,
proper
you ever wonder what like a Luciana would look like if it wasn't curled up? Like imagine if it was standing on its back legs, just like up straight. Or it was like on all fours. But like turned up its head to look at you. Because it's like an anteater. Oh man. Like you see it in one way the whole like for all your life, but like imagine if like if you were in the actual world and it just stood up or took a different stance, it would look so weird. But it'd be cool though. It'd be pretty awesome. Oh, now we got the Nido King and Queen.
traditional family is the Nido Lots. The woman's Christian duties within a family is to provide utility to smite thou's enemies. The man is to be the meatier biceps in the relationship. So Nido Short King has the superior wedge. For something
Right, he
that's
is pretty
shorter
short.
than Danny DeVito, Nido King is quite the all-terrain slump machine. Executor follows up
still
on
love
Nido
Nidoqueen.
King being one of those
One of my
staple
favorite
mons you'd
Pokemon
have in a Cantonian
for obvious
team,
reasons.
especially if you didn't procure the bulb. Execute on its own is dead. Objectively, born
What the
time.
hell
As much as
is
some of
it?
you might rate it, I don't think you can argue otherwise.
Six egg.
Executor makes it into something more interesting than a dropped pack of medium free range. And then the Alolan form comes
Pokenuts.
in, long neck style, making the 6'7" Executor look like Danny DeNito. I'm not sure how much this one counts, but it's listed on all the websites. And it's practically the same as an elemental stone, just in the form of sustenance.
Yeah,
A stone
sure.
you actually could eat and gain some calories on without the risk of choking.
But imagine if like imagine if it was it's only consumable by Pokemon and some dude just eats it. Like an apple. I imagine people have eaten like people eat Pokemon in the Pokemon universe. It's been made clear in Scarlet and Violet. Like that's what's in the sandwiches is some type of something from a Pokemon. So that means that people actually eat Execute, which makes actually a lot of sense. But people probably eat those apple pies, which makes a lot of sense because they're literally an apple pie. Still,
In on a shiny rock, force feeding your apple another apple of the tart variety, and the little green ghoul worming its way inside expands its gaff into a mobile
almost out
home.
of beef jerky.
Slowking, it's alright. I don't mind. I like big brain Slowpoke being a thing to begin with, but my gut's still saying it's been shelved by the new one. Another Galarian evolution that apparently
definitely.
comes under Stone Evolution from a Galarian Reef, giving
Hmm.
Slowpoke the intellectual's Oculus Rift. Another mid-tier evolution, it seems. And if you're talking about practically, definitely near the back end with the other two. There's better ways you could use a leaf stone, but it's never rock bottom till it goes anywhere near the monkey. Definitely the
Oh,
most
no.
underrated EV
Waste of a
design, but I'll
stone.
rate it up for that
No
alone.
monkeys.
An electric eel already sounds pre-built to be a Pokemon.
But when
It's a dog-
when you make it look like this, though, Electros, absolutely terrifying. But I would have it in my party. It looks it looks so cool. Like, dude, and what that mouth do?
documentary on tadpoles. You've got
You could say that about a lot of things in Pokemon. But only a few trainers would actually find out. Or be willing.
add a bit of wedge to them though. Add some machismo to make them believably exist in the Pokemon world to compete with these other weapons. With Electros, you don't need to change much from the documentary to make this thing a believable threat in the Pokemon world. Only thing you apparently had to change was to make it levitate for that zero weakness perk.
No
Speaking of
weaknesses.
wedged up tadpoles,
Weakness of
I'm
none.
all in on Poliwrath. They took an already sound design in Poliworld and made it into a giant singular shoulder blade. As someone hasn't been paying the Cantonian Mafia their cut of the shares from assisting you in selling off counterfeit TMs.
God, get
You
him.
might think being over the sea, your kneecaps are nice and safe from Giovanni's ground-based crocodile until we hear Meowth down there pipe up like, "Hey, Polly, advance on them." I just wish in-game
Advance on
it could reflect that a bit more practically.
Hmm.
Frostless comfortably slots into the B tier with the Elemental Stone featuring Apple's
This
Lock.
is weird. I found Frostless to be incredibly aesthetically pleasing. But for like, I don't know why. Maybe it's like the weird, it's not only like the lore of the Pokemon, but it's actually like just the look. The look is, it's not something that a lot of people would be into or just like, but I have a Frostless in my party in one of the games. But I would definitely choose Frostless over Glalie. I think it's Glalie, right? Yeah, we'll figure it out sooner or later. Oh yeah, Glalie doesn't need a stone. It just evolves. Is it Glalie? I think it's Glalie. But yeah, I choose Frostless over Glalie any day.
As it did with the cross-generational evolutions, the superior product of Snorunt.
Great.
The counterpart to Ninetales, which I feel...
Did it say it was Glalie? It is Glalie, yeah. The superior. I do believe that. The stone, definitely better.
Snorunt.
The aesthetic,
To
amazing.
Ninetales, which I feel as though many seem to forget. They only seem to mention Arcanine, proper iPhone case design. The people who only remember
I always
10
forget that
always
Arcanine
remember Arcanine, the unofficial
needs a stone to
legendary
evolve.
Pokemon with the base stats to back
Legendary.
up the claim.
Pokemon of legend.
Glade still holds its own when competing against the elemental stoners like
Glade.
it did with the cross-geners. I could have sworn this thing was a trade evolution, which I think shows just how much I've mentally set sail on Captain Morgan's grog vessel, and don't even remember this was the staple mon I had for the first video on this. 6 years ago, to be fair. Honchkrow also retains its semi-high up status from the last one, like Frostless and Gallade. If it's not
For
Giovanni
Honchkrow,
or even Meowth dishing out the Poliwrath to go kneecap fishing in
pretty
the
epic.
deep sea, it's gonna be Honchkrow who's been delegated that authority to unleash Big Paul. I have no idea what it is, but I think I just rate the simplicity of Galarian Slowbro. Having Shelder bite new limbs was the best thing that could have happened to the species. It's a sound concept having Shelder bite the arm and giving Slowpoke that Metroid upgrade.
He just
The purple
bites
doobie
whatever.
looking dapper too. If your shoulder's having trouble wrapping its thick tongue...
You know, I never thought about this. But this evolution's literally a Pokemon fighting another Pokemon, and then do they just like... Tell me in the comments, do they just like merge into one Pokemon, or how does that work exactly? Do they like share a consciousness now? Is that why... Wait, Slowbro, does he get... Or just Slowbro's stupidity just makes Shelder stupid, so stupid that it's just like... I don't know why, but I gotta hold on, and walks around with the shoulder on his hand, or his head,
Slowpoke's
or his
arm
butt.
will forge its way onto however a Galarian cuff evolution works. A Waterstone is a top shout for Shoulder. Cloyster's packing the skill link setup Chinchino has, but is far more weaponized with Shell Smash. Now you could waste a Moonstone on a Skitty, might be for the best preemptively getting it a neck brace for when its jaw gets spun, or you could skim that stone across the Mount Moon natives and get the unit Clefable. Can't get your jaw spun without a jaw, wouldn't even matter anyway with the fairy type existing.
Not for
Its
me, but I
Clefable
love the
is fairy
design.
Pokemon predating the type existing and shedding the vulnerable normal skin immune to poison, burns, borderline immune to your hands.
Oh.
Nidoking, Executor, Arcanine, staple mons of the Cantonian era, but Starmie is a lock on those teams. If you choose Charmander, you probably wouldn't go out of your way for an Arcanine.
Not gonna lie.
If you procured the bulb, you probably wouldn't get an
Well, honestly, not gonna lie, I never had a Starmie on the team, or its pre-evolution. I never had that Pokemon on my team. I never saw why. I never... It's not aesthetically pleasing. It might be powerful, but not for me. My Pokemon gotta at least look good to me for me to want them on my team. And it's not like... It's not even like... Spirit-wise, it's just kind of like... That's just me. That's just how I play the game. It's weird, but I enjoy it. Makes it more fun.
Executor. You're a man of proper taste and culture. You copped yourself a Squirtle, you'd still find a reason.
Actually, it makes me feel closer to my Pokemon, rather than just getting a Pokemon because it's powerful. I'm not Silver, okay?
To get Starmie on your team. Arguably the best investment a Waterstone could churn out. I rate Raichu highly enough as it is, but then you tell me it travels to scrap via surfing on its own tail. That's a banger. A banger that I've got to say, still not enough to outrank the peak Cantonian Raichu form for me, but still good. For many people, the GOAT's Eevee is Vaporeon. A fine choice.
His name's Silver, right?
Giovanni's
Giovanni's son.
From getting that big boy evolution since
I hope it
day
is.
one.
I don't know where
One thing
that name
keeping
came
the Starmie population in check. Vaporeon. There are many reasons why Roserade
Top
is
EV.
down the back end of the field along with the houseplants. At
I
one
respect
point, before the
Roserade.
shiny stone was
Epic.
discovered, it would have been
Roserade,
potted and
absolute
rarely watered
baddie.
just next
It's
to the
amazing.
subflora
Just look
section
fucking-
of the greenhouse,
Look how
but
cool
Roserade
Roserade is.
front man grass type. Whimsicott's one that's a
Epic.
bit of a sleeper hit. It's the reverse shiftery for me. I don't completely know why,
Whimsicott's
but it just
soft.
clicks for me. Maybe it's just my gut
Fuzzy,
instinct telling me
fluffy,
to never
amazing.
waste a sunstone on Suncurve.
Perfect.
When Whimsicott in a pitch black moist cavern still has near enough twice the speed of a sunflora juiced up on ultraviolet rays.
Oh,
This one I like to call Pikachu. The top of all the
Pikachu.
Pikachu forms. Pikachu can slim down
Raichu.
all he wants for the promos and camera shoots to get monetized. Soon as he gets close to a Thunderstone, it's packing on the pounds. All that peak performance bulk gets back on with the Alpha
bulk
Raichu
season. Let's go.
But Sandshrew given out tough aesthetic competition for whatever it evolves into, in my opinion. That goes to show just how
Sandslash
much I rate Sandshrew,
is
with Alolan
awesome.
Sandslash still being this high
Just
up.
the spikes on the
Definitely
back.
another Ninetales case where
Epic.
it's taken a reasonably bland original
I like
design,
both of
made it
them.
more appealing to my peepers,
Look like
see?
an- look like an
Shame
actual
that type
weapon.
gets slumped by 4 times weaknesses. Miss
So-
Magus is a top
Miss
boy from the
Magus.
cross-gen evolutions, and a main
Ever since Miss Magus was introduced, I always think if I get that game, I gotta have a Miss Magus on the team. Because, like I said, not only do they pass the aesthetically pleasing barrier of entry, they're an absolute weapon. They hit hard. If they don't, I train them to the point that they do.
maintains that top tier ranking as a stoner, arguably the best Synovian form conceptually. I never actually realized the Dusk Stone was required to evolve your blade collection.
I didn't know
A
that
wide stone
either.
To expose to your pet knives, to arm yourself with this literal weapon.
The sword
Florges may
and
be
the
garden
shield.
Pokemon, but it's not going
And
anywhere near
Florges,
the garden.
the
along with
beautiful
home-based review
Florges.
style. All these grass
All the
Pokemon
grass
getting
Pokemon.
outranked by something which isn't even
Fairy
grass,
Stone,
has that
I think.
frontman status along with Roserade.
Or is it a grass stone?
We all knew once a
That'd be
UK
funny though.
region was
Wait,
confirmed,
wait.
what
If that's the grass stone to evolve Florges, that's funny. Because it's not a grass type.
are they going to do for tea? What are they going to do for the lowest hanging fruit for England stereotypes? And somehow
I
they
love
made it
tea.
back. How am I not going to put ghostly tea in the top bracket?
Tea.
Definitely order the Chinese for the boys.
I need
during
that
a long
tea.
meeting to come up with a tea pun, and then they made a design around it. And they had tough competition from
Paul
Japan.
Tea
I'm gonna
Geist.
put something low on this list. Canonically
Top
named
me off, Charlie.
Darmanitan in his base form was already many people's top 5 out of the Unovian natives. Now you're gonna relocate him to the
He's so
back end of the
angry.
freezer that is Gala and make him a frosty, festive snowman for the winter season. I like this form.
He
since
looks
it doesn't
so
disregard its
happy.
original type completely.
Not
like
mad at all.
Sandslash becomes weak to its original element. Darmanitan doesn't forget that at base form it's a fire type, encased in snow with the Zen mode.
He's freaking out.
Subjectivity for the product of Eevee. So many to choose. Yeah, I choose Jolteon. It's moved forward
Choose
quickly,
Jolteon.
but not Flareon, Zero Stab till fairly recently weak. Its stats are mixed, but it's not unusable Glaceon stats. It's maybe outclassed in some cases, but it's still always my go-to Eevee. Togekiss
Yeah.
was handily one of
It's
the
pretty
top
good
boys
for
in
a
the
good-
cross-gen evolutions. Expected
It's
no
not
less
mid,
as
it's a little
stone
higher than
evolution.
mid for an
Who'd have
Eevee.
thought that egg Misty lugged around for 5 seasons would have paid off this hard? Oh, she released it.
Ah,
Never keep the good ones, do they? If you're thinking of feeding that little green goblin inside your apple, that apple of the tart variety, you might want to think again. You could upgrade your lunch to a fresh prime apple pie,
Appleton.
hand them the sweet apple to devour, and get yourself a ton of apple. Making a tea concept bang for the UK was creative enough for me. How are you gonna make a sentient apple pie go in this hard?
I'm not gonna lie. I honestly, oh, this is a weird thing to say, but like, I wonder what that tastes like. I know it's the sentient Pokemon, but like, you couldn't have thought of the same thing. I'm thinking of it. I feel like it's. I know. I probably tastes good. I'm just saying. Just
Gonna
saying.
make it a dragon apple pie. Buzz Lightyear. Herself? I'll rate this not just for the physical
What?
glow up, the practicality got wedged up too.
Oh, the
In every sense, it took a
Ninetales.
Pokemon no one
I
was
already
even
talked
really
about
talking
Ninetales,
Even
but
when you
y'all
go back
know.
and play
Y'all
through
know.
Kanto, everyone's on about Arcanine anyway, and it made it relevant again. It's a prime example of how to pull off a proper form change. The main thing giving me competition for copping a Jolteon is if Helioptile is within my ball radius.
Helioptile.
Jolteon, it beefs up that move pool and drains all the water it's filled
Still
up
prefer
with for some
Salazzle.
HP recovery. I've always rated this design
And we
from
all
Kalos
know
days.
why.
A solar-powered lizard bangs. Heliolisk does what Sunflora
Heliolisk is still
wishes
pretty
it could
cool,
do.
though.
Heliolisk can generate
I'd take a
entire
Heliolisk.
cities single-handedly. Sunflora can't even generate enough strength to open its own eyes. Thunderstone may be the most difficult stone to just hand out. Then you go and make Magnezone a stone evolution in Gen 8.
The UFO.
May be the most valuable stone.
Level up an area with magnetic field.
Out like the leaf or sunstone. Just now, I said Thunderstone might be the pound-for-pound best stone with
Is
the
it
products
Sylveon?
it can produce. I am lying to myself as if the Dusk Stone isn't the most weaponized stone, second to the Eviolite, Honchchrome, Magus, Aegislash, and Chandelure. That's a meaty line.
Oh, Chandler. Maybe like you left out a little bit of stones, but EVs, but I'm like, no.
Poliwrath and his mono-trap physique, a haunted fire ghost chandelier surely has to be in anyone's top 10 here. Whenever people used to complain, ice cream, kind of cringe.
So when it comes to design, Chandelure, amazing. I remember first game Chandelure was introduced, I had a Chandelure in my party. Very good design, very good concept. The whole theme behind it, amazing. Especially for, I think it's ghost type. Is it ghost type? If anything, it's the dark type, but the fire type, I'm pretty certain.
Shut them down.
Alright, that was all 53 stone evolution Pokemon. And I think we got a pretty good grasp shit, of what we're on about. So, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna do one more episode right before I go into watching Wade, Mark, and Bob play We Love the Company. Or no, not Lethal Company. Yeah, that's a new game. I know next to nothing about that game, with full honesty. All right. You know, I actually might not make this. I might not make this 2 episodes because this one's already very long. So, as always, I'm Anthropomorphic Nerd. I said everything I need to say, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.